Okay, evening snot rags. We're gonna wing this one because I'm not all that prepared. I do have a bunch of gadgets to show you, but basically this is gonna be a hangout. You're out there, check in, and be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't. I'm woefully low on subscribers, likes, and comments. I'm wearing this because this air conditioner is freezing me to death. I'm trying to get it cold enough that I can shut it off and not end up sweating. Oh yeah, we got a remote. That should be much better for the audio. That thing winding down, or is it raining again? It caught me out collecting some stuff from the other building. You're gonna have to suffer through these sunglasses because these lights are just burning my eyes out tonight. Yeah, it is still raining. Episode 4 was supposed to be fishing trapping, and even though I have all the research done on that, I've yet to hear back from my friend Frank up in the Northeast, who worked as a hunter trapper all through Canada and Alaska for about 40 years. I do have some input from Chris from Out West with Chris, and about a few things he suggested. But the weather has not been cooperating down here. I've been getting thunderstorms daily for the past couple weeks. And if it ain't thunderstorms, it's been like 90s, feels like 108. And I'm not going out and setting traps and fishing and that crap. Give it a number of pseudo color displays to enable you to choose the best option for your particular surveillance problem. Gen 1, this is basically a little better than updated Korean War era infrared devices, improved with an infrared light source, 20 to 38 lines per millimeter. This determines the clarity. They have an IIT image intensifier tube with a life of 2,000 to 2,500 hours. Gen 2 provides very good service. Some Gen 2 Plus approach Gen 3 levels, 32 to 45 lines per millimeter, and a life of 5,000 hours. Gen 3 has amazing clarity, 50 to 64 lines per millimeter, line pairs per millimeter, and a life of 10,000 hours. Since Gen 4 has made its appearance, and I don't have data on that yet. Thermal, FLIR, forward-looking infrared. All FLIR systems also have generational and image resolution specs that must be considered. These are also tied to image clarity. All FLIR systems are expensive, starting at $3,000 plus minimally for a weapon sight and going over $20,000. Off the table for most preppers. I recommend a fixed mount system. These can be found used in surplus as 12-volt vehicle-mounted Marine or Border Patrol units. Other specs to be considered: power supply, mounts, lens covers, cases, reticles, IR illuminators, magnification, and adaptability to existing daylight scopes, weapon mounts, helmets, and head harnesses. Force multiplier theory. Adding technology to increase the effectiveness of an individual team member to perform as two or more. Alright. Drinking and talking to myself. few more minutes before I jump into this in earnest. I believe I will go fetch my helmet so I can demonstrate these J-arms at the very least. So I will be back with all the tricks: the strap, the mount, the J-arm, flip down mount, it's invisible. I'll put that aside for now. That's going to make all of us crazy. I've got 2 Gen 1s. Actually, one's about a Gen 1 Plus. I've got, actually, I think 3 Gen 1s. 2 Gen 2s. A Gen 3. And X-cite that we're going to take a look at. 1, 2, 3, 4 ATN devices, 2 Armasite Spark devices, and a Bushnell. This is a Bushnell Equinox. They've come a long way, I've noticed. I went and took a look at the newer ones. I think I got this for $200 way back as one of the first, if not the first, NVDs I bought. It's a monocle. It has no reticle on it. It can be head mounted. There's a J-arm I have on here right now. And it could be weapons mounted, but unless you got a laser pointer, it's not going to be of much use other than seeing what's out there. This is a Gen 1. And it's better than nothing. It's better than squinting in the darkness. The next Gen 1 is this Armasite Spark, and they're calling it CORE, C-O-R-E technology. And this little bugger, I think this was $400. And just about all these run off the CR123 batteries. It has a IR light on it, as does just about everybody. So does the Bushnell. And you can zoom it or not zoom it. Where are we at? This one cannot zoom. This one uses proprietary mounts, which can be kind of a pain in the ass. I had to modify this to use mill surplus mounts, which are cheaper than buying Armasite's outrageously expensive mounts. This is a Gen 1, and like I said, it's a Gen 1 Plus. I put this eyepiece on here too. I bought a number of these because night vision devices will put a green dot on your face, which makes an interesting target. This one has some interesting clarity, but it also has a fuzzy ring around the edge. And I spoke to Armasite, and they said, oh, you can dial it out with the focus and all that. And no, you can't. That fuzz is always there. But the part that isn't fuzz is a lot clearer than most Gen 1 devices. So if you want to step it up but still save some money, the Armasites are worth taking a look at. This is an Armasite dark strip. strider. And I probably shouldn't take these off, but what the hell. It also has a infrared light source here. Has adjustable eyepiece, and that's about it. It's basically just a binocular Gen 1 night vision device. The on off is over here. And let me see if I can go ahead and put a battery in this and see if it's going to work for me. If any of my batteries are charged up. Let's close the caps up and use the pinhole. No, batteries are not hot. Oh, there we go. And yeah, it's a Gen 1. There's bloom on there. And it has no real magnification. But it does have the infrared light on it, which will help boost it a bit. And yeah, this is a dark strider. If you just want to see in the dark, this isn't bad. I believe this was pretty cheap too. I believe this was about $400. It looks to be much more than this. It's also the Armasite, which uses that weird spark technology. Strap case, cleaning cloth, etc. It's interesting device. And then let's go to Gen 2 here. This is let's get this out of here. This is the ATN Gen 2. It's a Trident Pro 4. And this is a pretty interesting device. It has some daylight sights up here with a little tritium post. And it also has rails on it here. There's your focus. Has rails on it for additional infrared lights. This particular one, I believe, takes two CR123s, on, off, and your battery is loaded in here, and your focus on the beam is up here. It's not much of a focus, but and all these devices have either a filter or a pinhole up here that you want to leave on if you're just dicking around in bright light like this, because you damage the ITT otherwise. And let's see if we got anything here. Oh yes, the Gen 2s are much clearer. And this also has a reticle on it, and it is a weapon sight. This one has a problem with staying on, so that I need to dump the battery out of it. Okay, these are the caps for your windage and elevation adjustment. There's your on-off. There's your windage and elevation on the iron sights. There is your focus. There's the on-off for your infrared source. And this is Gen 2. These can run usually around $800 range, or they can go up to $1,000. Here's your mount for your rail and your weapons. And let's back up here a little bit. I have an ATN PS14 that is usually mounted on this. I recently bought a new arm because this one's getting a little loose. There's the new device there. And this is the Bushnell that will pop in here, so I can show you how this works. I'll take the hat off, basically. Bring this guy down. This is not set up properly. And then, where is it? This lever here will adjust it into your eye socket. Well, I have to get away and then flip it up out of the way. If you're gonna use one of these like this. I suggest you not use the skull crusher harness because it will put you in severe pain in about 30 minutes. But some of the Delta, like plastic buckets, you can use them much better than this heavy Kevlar. And let's see if we can show you here. This just pops out. And this is adjustable in and out. So that so I can show you a little better. Oh God, I need 3 hands. Show you how this works. Okay. This will let you slide it in and out to get close to your eye, and then this will do the fine adjustment. Once again, get that lever popping out. So that's a Gen 1. Okay, I'm going to skip over a couple here, and we're going to go to the ATN X-cite. It's a fascinating idea. I paid quite a bit of money for this one. It first came out before the new generation came out and made this one damn near obsolete because they changed it so radically. It's all software driven now. This is basically a bomb camera. It's not a night vision device per se. It doesn't use an image intensifying tube. It uses a chip that's capable of night vision. And this thing has some ridiculous, like 125 digital power zoom on it. It supposedly has software that will get you on target within 1 round. It does automatic adjustment. There's your focus, and there's your eye relief. All these buttons will menu drive this and gives you a lot of options, a lot of reticles, a lot of backgrounds, a lot of different colors. And this is also a day and night scope. This will record, it will give you GPS, it will give you compass headings through the eyepiece. It will give you Wi-Fi and shoot it over to your phone so you can tripod mount this thing, and it will show you on the phone what you're seeing. It's a battery hog. Uses 4 AA's, but also has the ability to plug in external power via USB. And I actually have a secondary battery pack to keep this thing running because it is a battery hog. Save some battery, shut off the GPS, shut off the Wi-Fi, shut off everything that you're not going to use through the menu. And man, I don't know, I think this is about a Gen 2. Well, it looks like I have it set up for black and white. Yeah. And it's zoomed. Yeah. Also has a reticle, and I believe you can change the colors of the reticle. You can change just about everything in here. And it's set up, it's giving me compass reading at 37 degrees. And shutting down in 3, 2, 1. Newer ones are more expensive, but they do a hell of a lot more than this one does. I wish mine had the software that this one, mine had the software that the new ones do. But once again, that's the ATN X-cite. And where shall we go next? I got a cigarette in there. Here's a couple more infrared illuminators. Have zooms on them, on, off, battery. Different types of mounts for different types of devices. There's one for rail, on, off, zoom. This basically collates the infrared beam. I generally don't mount these because I don't like being a target, but they do boost the clarity of everything, particularly close up. Make some space here. This is a Gen 2 ATN. This is actually the ATN PS14. These suckers are usually expensive. I got this secondhand, I think for about $800. It was a steal. This is my go-to night vision device. Give me a close-up look. I actually got a scope cap on there rather than a military cap. And it's mounted on the rail with a J-arm that's available. Military surplus, as is this cap, which I put on most all of my night vision devices because once again I don't like that red dot on my eye. I mean that green dot. But let's see. And it's off, and we're to iron sights. Anyway, we're not looking at guns. We're looking at night vision. There's your battery, once again, CR123. Actually, no, I believe this thing runs off a AA. It does, and it lasts forever. It has a really good switch here. Your first click is on, and your second click, you have to pull back and click the second time, and that's for your infrared light here. We can open that up. This is a regular scope cap, and I punch a little pinhole on it so you can mess around with it in bright light like this without screwing up the tube. And there's the weapons mount J-arm that you can get military surplus. This is a nice little night vision device. No dot in it. I use this in conjunction with a little bitty laser designator or a green LED designator, and that works pretty well. Once again, ATN, what are they calling it? PS14, but it is a copy of the military. ATN PS14, great night vision device. Nobody on here, okay. this stuff. Well, if you snot rags, watch this on replay. I hope you'll put some comments and some thumbs up and subscribe if you appreciate this. And we're about to go into the last of the devices. And this is the Gen 3. And once again, I need to clear this thing. And I'm not going to pop this. This does not have a quick release on it. This is an ATN Aries Crusader. There's the power. There's the battery. There's your focus. There's your eye focus. There's your zoom. There's your windage and elevation on your reticle. There is, what is this? Oh, this is the power lighting your reticle. And this is a killer night vision device. Gen 3, this has a lot of clarity on it. And let's see if I can give you a closer look on here without destroying the place. Once again, the ATN Aries Crusader. And this sucker's heavy. And it's on a railroad rail of a gun. This is my HK91. And we'll look at the other side. And after I put this up, we'll go over what Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3 means. If I didn't do it already, I probably did. Anyway, there's a Gen 1 ATN. And I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna go through this again real quick in the event that I edit it out of the front. Generation 1 are pretty weak. They're improved with the infrared light source. They have a 20 to 38 line pair per millimeter, and they have a image intensifier tube life of 2,000 to 2,500 hours. Gen 2, good service. Some Gen 2 Plus approach Gen 3 levels. They have a 32 to 45 line pair per millimeter and a life of 5,000 hours. The Gen 3s have really amazing clarity. 50 to 64 line pair per millimeter and a life of 10,000 hours. When I got my Gen 3 and started playing around with it, and I went back to my Gen 1, like this Bushnell, I thought the damn things were broken. That's how radical the difference is. They were green and all, and they were giving me an image, but I thought they had died or something. That something had happened to the tubes, because the clarity was so much different between the Gen 1 and the Gen 3. So, anyway, I hope we managed to open up your eyes on night vision devices. By the way, you can get night vision cheaply. Don't buy it new. There's a lot of people that don't know night vision or do know night vision and are moving up. They have Gen 1, Gen 2s they want to get rid of because they want a Gen 3 or Gen 4. I looked a little bit on eBay. You have to spend a lot of time on eBay to wait for something like this to come up. But they do come up. I got both this guy and this guy for $1,800, both Gen 2s. This guy, that's the X-cite. Sorry. This guy and this guy for $1,800, both Gen 2s. This one's handier. This is a weapon sight. This comes in a hard shell case, tools, batteries, instructions, everything under the sun. These cases alone are worth $1. So you can get deals. I know a lot of people look at night vision prices and just go, which I did until I taught myself about them. And the more you know about night vision, the better deals you can get. So read up on somebody to show up. We'll move on when I get some weather and do the fish trap. And that will also have a number of demo videos on setting traps, setting snares, setting automatic fishing devices, using crawdad nets and other types of bait nets and devices. And that's going to be quite a bit of work for me. All the demos will not be live streamed. I will do a live stream on all the gear and the prices and the research and where you can get it. But that may be some time now, because I am deeply involved in getting this cabin finished off, getting repairs to my race car, etc. So, wake up, snot rags. 68 Tanker, out.